We're at Will's farm. What have we got? Range Rover, thing that makes round things, more things that help make round things, that makes round things, that is made of round things, and that's Will's house, I think. Don't know. We're on.
We're on.
We're on.
Guess who's back, baby?
Guess who's back? How are you? Who are you?
My identity is a mystery.
Nick and Will, Farmers and Pickups, we're back.
Yeah. Nick did a song. So agriculture's been busy recently, hasn't it?
Agriculture has been busy lately.
He's on it already.
He's on
Sorry,
it.
someone's loading up bales in my yard. Yeah, agriculture's been busy. I mean, you know, there was a new government. Broadly speaking, I'm in favour of it.
And then
Budget's great.
budget. Oh, I love the budget. Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with the budget.
Love the budget. Because thing is like what you do is I'm really excited because what you normally do is you tax things that you don't want people to do so much of. So you tax cigarettes because you don't want people to smoke. You tax alcohol, you don't want people to drink as much. Tax fuel, so you hope people get the bus.
Exactly.
Now we tax businesses.
Yeah.
We don't want businesses.
Exactly.
We tax farming because we don't want food.
We don't want food.
I don't want food.
I don't want to eat.
No, I don't need it.
I don't need it.
Don't need it, mate. It's overrated.
It's.
I told you we're just going to dive straight in.
We're diving straight
I'm
in.
a fan. I've got a Rachel Reeves tattoo, just her face entirely on my chest.
Have you? I've got Kia on one bum cheek and I've got Rachel on the other.
Just,
yeah. Give him a good squeeze every now and then.
I love it, man. It's great. It's a great budget. It's a fucking nightmare.
Is that still? It's flashing. Sorry, this is a new camera, and
Has it got? The screen's gone off.
I think you go like that, and then. Shall I look at the back and just double check that it's...
Look at the back before we get going.
Before we get going. Let's just fold it out.
Yeah,
look at the back.
Enjoy looking at my dashboard.
We are... Oh, I'll tell you what it is, Will.
Yeah, we're recording.
I'm on battery saver mode. That's
the best
what
kind
it
of
is.
mode.
So, yeah.
How have you been?
I've been good.
Yeah?
I've been good. I've been good. Just been
being Nick.
Just been being
me.
me.
Me and you have been not online for a while.
I don't do online very well. But yeah, no, I'm happy to sort of do the odd bit on YouTube. I'm not, but like Instagram, all of that, it just. Oh,
No, I've got no interest in going back to that. So.
Absolutely. What is that noise? Is that your heater?
What that noise is?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it might be a wheel bearing.
Yeah. It's gone now.
No, it will go as soon as we go straight. We'll go again. We can swap cars if you want.
No, I'm happy. Man.
You're not worried about the audio quality.
I'm not worried about the
With
audio
a constant
quality.
whine in the background.
It's fine. If we talk really loud,
what we'll do is we'll pull over when we get coffee.
We'll
pull over. We don't need to worry about it quite so much.
That's what we'll do.
But you're good. So neither of us we've given up on the internet.
Giving up on the internet. I've because of the video I put up. I'll put a couple of other little sort of videos up as well, and I'm just sort of.
I watch them.
Yeah, you do.
I dislike them.
Dislike them. That's good. Give it a thumbs down. I'm literally just in the mindset of if I feel like I want to put something up, I will. So you're not going to see me probably on Instagram or all of that, but on YouTube, I might throw the odd thing up.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that because I've got to be honest, right, and I'm going to sound like I'm ranting here, but
that's what this is. This is ranting. This is Farmers and Pickups getting coffee. We're going to rant.
The thing is like
rant away.
Obviously we're going to talk a lot about farming and how the budget affects us and how everything, not just that affects us, but all sorts of stuff. But you're not going to get that from mainstream media. And I hate to be the kind of guy who uses the word mainstream media, but I went to a rally in London on the 19th with you.
Yeah, we went.
So the organisers, using a statistical thing of measuring the amount of people and measuring the square footage and timesing it by the amount of people, like a proper way of doing it, not just a rough head count. They got to between 45 and 65,000 people there, but the BBC said 10.
10, yeah.
Right? So if you can't believe the public broadcasting system in your own country on something that's, let's face it, as boring as farmers moaning about inheritance tax, because that is boring, like it's important for us, but like in a world of new 24-hour news cycle, it's quite boring.
Yeah,
it's not like we rioted or anything horrible. Like we're really polite.
It was a really diplomatic sort of.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
But if nobody's going to tell the truth about that, then the only way you're going to be able to get any kind of opinions out there is to go directly to those people.
Yeah.
So if you care about what is happening in farming and you care about our opinions, or you want to hear some insight or whatever.
Well, then they're gonna look it up, aren't they, and watch and go straight to the source.
They're gonna be better listening, not necessarily to some people like us. Like, by all means, listen to us, but
we don't take ourselves seriously enough to
listen to any farmer. I mean, I guess that's where social media is good. I don't want any part of social media. It's taking up too much of my life. I just quit, by the way. At least you wrote a note saying this is my last post. Goodbye. I just was like, I'm done.
I wrote a note on Instagram. I didn't, and I think I left a comment on, like, pinned comment on my last video on YouTube. I didn't go out of my way and make a video on YouTube.
Just didn't say goodbye.
No. So there were some people. Yeah, there were some people who saw the comment and the Instagram post and were like, okay, and there were some that didn't.
Yeah.
But since I put the music video up, it's just been so cool. People saying, how are you doing? And they've even mentioned you and Dad and Emily and everything. It's great. So I'm not saying no to YouTube. I'm saying no to all other social media. We haven't got the red light. It's working.
We've got the red light. It's working. That's good. Otherwise, we're just talking to each other.
I know. That's fine. But no, you're not going to see me on Instagram, any of that. But YouTube, I mean, I'm thinking, I'm doing everything from my phone anyway. I know we're using a GoPro now. Any video I put up is just going to be. Yeah.
It might be a prop shaft bearing. The noise.
It's getting louder.
It gets it's because we've sped up. I'm not worried. It's not transmission, because if I dip the clutch or anything, it still makes the same noise. So I'm 90% sure it's a bearing of some kind.
We had the thought to do an audio version of this as well. I'll see what the quality is like. If it's not, this episode might have to be video only.
It might have to be video only. You were like, can we use your truck? My truck. And yeah, my truck's ghetto.
That you can say fuck, it's fine. Ghetto. Now I've said it now, so we've got to dub it as explicit.
You got to dub it as explicit.
No, I don't really.
Fuck shit piss.
Fuck shit piss. Boobs, fat. No, they're not that bad, are they? I can't remember what I was going to say, but if this one's too sort of noisy, it won't be on podcast 4.
We'll record it again.
We can alternate between my truck and your truck each time. We're gonna make this a regular thing.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that'll be fun.
So yeah, that's.
We're all good. So yeah, budget protests. It's fun. Yeah, I mean, here's a takeaway. If you're not from farming background, and you want to understand the budget, I explained this to my friend Keeling, and who's just had a baby. She's not going to be watching this. I don't know why I'm saying that.
No,
but congratulations. The government's own statistics say that farmers make a 0.5% return on capital, right? And capital is what they want to tax. Capital is the asset. Capital is the barns, the land, the machinery, the equipment, the livestock, everything, right? So we make a 0.5% return. And I've got to be honest, right, because I'm going to be honest about stuff. That tallies with my farm. I make about a 0.5% return on land. It's not a lot of money. So we've got a 300-acre farm. It's probably worth about £1 million an acre. We make about 15 grand profit a year. Right? It's about right. What my figures are tally with the government's figures. But they want to give us a 20% tax over 10 years on that asset.
Yeah.
I know a 20% tax over 10 years is 2%. We could not afford to pay the tax. It's not a question of not wanting to be taxed, because everybody has to be taxed. It's a matter of life. It's just part of living in a society.
It's not like we're arguing about paying tax. We pay tax. We pay income tax on our wages.
And let's face it, look, if the government really needed to raise $500 million, right? Number one, they keep saying, oh, this isn't aimed at farmers. And then when they're questioned about it, they go, well, farmers use public things like the NHS. Well, of course they do. But I'm pretty sure in the last thing that you just said, it wasn't aimed at farmers. So why are you saying farmers? Anyway, that's just the government being idiots. But we wouldn't have a problem. Let's say that they wanted to we currently use diesel that's cheaper because we use an industrial diesel called red diesel. They could tax that, right? It would suck. We would have to pay it, but it would be a fair way to tax it.
Isn't it taxed, but like at a lower rate? Is that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's about 57p lower.
Yeah.
We're at the coffee place. You want, mate? Can I get a double espresso macchiato, please? And what would you like?
Fancy. I'll just have a medium. Yeah, medium cappuccino.
A medium cappuccino, please.
Medium cappuccino. Any chocolate on your cappuccino?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, a little bit of chocolate, please. Yeah.
Go for it, mate. Yeah.
Both of them?
No. Go for it. I said.
Okay.
Thank you. No, that's everything. Cheers, bud.
Drive round when you're ready.
I'm gonna put a time. We were gonna put a 45-minute timer on my phone. We forgot.
Yeah.
So how long do you think we've been talking?
5 minutes.
Right. Let's put
down the road.
Right. Let's put 35 on, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Double macchiato sounds posh, but it's just a double espresso with a bit of milk on top. That's a coffee. That tastes shit.
Sounds really fancy. I don't know what any of these coffees mean. Like, apart from cappuccino, I don't even know what a
Cappuccino's
latte
super
is.
fancy. It's like whipped milk and foam milk. Yeah, how you doing? No, I don't have.
It's only because
Hang on.
it could go on and on and on if I don't put a timer on. So,
Yeah, definitely good. No worries.
Plus-
Thank you. Yeah, one please. Do you want sugar?
Oh, no sugar.
No? Brown will be great. Yeah. Thank you.
I have.
Thank you.
So I'm trying to talk and you're trying to do that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you're trying to touch the.
I'm just trying to give you like
I think you should keep talking to the camera.
Yeah, I'll just keep
I'll
talking.
go right up.
My internet at home is just terrible. So if we do like a 3-hour video, which it could easily turn into like a 3-hour video.
Yeah, I could talk for hours.
Yeah, I know you could. I could. We talk a lot, but it wouldn't. My laptop blow up. The internet will blow up. I can't upload anything. It's gonna take all night to do
Is
a
it?
45
You need
minute
to
video.
get the friggin' what's it called?
Starlink.
Elon Musk. Starlink.
Yeah.
Starlink. Yeah, it's really
Elon
good.
Musk
And Starlink.
and Starlink. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to do this thing where you go outside and your phone gets charged.
I don't know.
How does that
Cheers,
work?
bud. What's yours, skis?
Oh, look at that. That's good.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
buddy.
Yeah,
Hang
take
on,
it easy,
hang
man.
on. You paid.
Yeah, I did. I was waiting for you to pay, but you just didn't.
I was going to pay. No,
You were too busy talking to the camera.
Right, next
come on.
time. Next time we'll go in my truck and I'll pay.
Let's go.
Because that was
let's
the
go
deal.
park in an electric charging bay because it's fucking hilarious.
Where'd you plug it in?
Well, the truck with the rumbling prop shaft
Yeah, where'd you plug it in?
into the bonnet.
Just lift the bonnet. Chuck
Straight-
it under.
just
see-
direct
see what
into the
happens.
bonnet. So if you haven't been able to hear us, I've now turned the engine off, so you might be able to hear us.
That's a lot better. I thought having the front screen on this new fancy camera would be good because I'll be able to see the battery, but I can't see it because it's on battery saver mode. The screen's gone blank at the front, so I don't know what the battery level is. Just trying to be clever.
Just charge it up, it'll be fine.
Yeah, well, we've got until the timer goes off or until the battery runs out.
Yeah,
Whichever's
one of them.
first.
What was I going to say? So yeah, do you remember that? They want to tax us at 2% on an asset that can only produce 0.5%.
0.5.
So to a tune of 400%, we can't pay that, which would be right. I'd get a tax bill for about 60 grand a year if my mum died.
Yeah.
And we make 15 grand a year profit. Even if I took my wage away, which is minimum wage, we still wouldn't be any. We'd still only be about halfway.
And that's the thing. We're at that actual take-home pay. at the end of the day.
So I could like not take a wage for 10 years and only pay half the government's bill. It's not that we don't want to pay tax. I think we need to get that across.
That really needs to get across. I get you.
But I
the
think
odd
that
person.
has got across. I think that generally speaking, the message has got across. We'd be happy to pay tax, and that's. I think that's what a lot of these protests are about. Is they just want the government to listen and come to the table and have a talk because.
Actually understand where we're coming from.
Yeah, if the public purse is that knackered, which it probably is, and you do need money from everyone, which they probably do, then take it from us in a fair way. Like, right,
Absolutely.
tractors don't pay road tax, right?
Yeah.
Put road tax on tractors,
Yeah,
commercial
yeah,
rate.
yeah.
Put 300 quid a year. You probably wouldn't raise $500 million doing that. But I tell you what,
something.
you'd probably
Something.
raise more than $500 million if you got rid of
And a lot of-
red diesel. I don't want to get rid of red diesel, right? It's really nice, but I could factor that into the everyday running costs of my business.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You can
can't do
factor that in. You might piss a lot of people off if you do little things like that. But at the end of the day, it's probably better to do 1 or 2, 3, 4 things like that than something
Because
like.
otherwise, you're just taking a land.
Of course you are. Of
And
course
if
you
you
are. Of
view
course you are.
if you are remotely a Labour person or a Liberal person, and you like the sort of liberal philosophies, you are literally taking away the means of production from the worker. Farmers. Yes, they're landlords, but they own the means of production. They're not landlords like the aristocracy were. Like, we own the means of production. Like that's the goal of a lot of socialism, is that we control that, and taking that away from us and corporatizing it. It's not good for anybody. At the end of the day, people are just going to end up paying more for groceries, or not have certain groceries, or import groceries from places that don't have great stuff. And that is what it is.
That is.
They also lie about the Sorry,
That's all right. And go for this. This is what this is
my
about.
wife was very, very surprised at how annoyed I got at the amount of lying about it. And she's like, I've been the one who's telling her that the government always lies. I'm like, yeah, I know they do, but when it's so close to home. So the government, they say, we're giving a record-breaking, now bear in mind, there's a lot of caveats in this. We're giving a record-breaking amount to farm sustainability over the next 2 years. Well, you've just created a category that didn't exist. So obviously it's record-breaking. They're giving farm support payments to things we do for the environment. Now, I do a lot of those. I'm not against it, so I'm not going to go against it. But you take land out of production in order to do things. So it's not free money. you take land out of production, you stop growing crops, you stop producing food, and in exchange you do these environmental things. That's great. I think that should always be an option, and I think that that's fantastic. And a 2.5 billion budget for that is fine as far as I'm concerned. I don't really want any more than that.
But better benefits everything.
But it would be as if the government were our customer. It's if the government were Weetabix telling us to grow wheat, but they're not. They're telling us to grow a habitat for butterflies, and they're paying us for that. So there is an exchange of goods. It is not free money.
No.
Farmers used to get free money. We're on the real tail end of it. We used to get free money, but the point of subsidies is that we had subsidies since the end of World War II, up until last year, really. Yeah. And the point of that was to produce food almost at cost. Yeah. So most farmers didn't make any money, maybe 5%, something like that. Yeah. Nothing. Most farmers didn't make any profit producing food. They made money getting paid by the subsidy. Now, you could argue that that's stupid, and I had problems with that myself, but ultimately, that means that the working men and women in towns have access to cheap food. Yeah. Now that subsidy's been, no one talks about this, but subsidy's been removed, or it's been on a massively sliding scale for the past 3 or 4 years. Yeah. Right? What's happened to the price of groceries in 3 or 4 years? Well, they've gone right up. Yeah. They got rid of subsidising us. Now don't forget, they subsidise fucking everything. They subsidise oil companies and green energy companies and schools and car companies. They subsidise loads of different things, and that's not a bad thing, but because it encourages, like, I'd rather live in a world where we didn't get paid anything from the government and we weren't beholden to them. I'd much rather just live in a world where we got paid a fair price. 100%. But the reality of us getting paid a fair price for our goods is that you would have to pay a lot of money for your groceries. So to keep groceries cheap, government used to pay us for a loss. So that's gone. That in 2014, the budget for that was 3.5 billion. Yeah. So 2.5 billion now is their record-breaking amount for subsidies. No, it's. You account for inflation. That 3.5 would have been 7.
I was going to say. Yeah.
So like, it's so like inflation over the last 10 years has changed 100%. So like, just watching them lie about stuff like that really blew my mind. I know. Because it made me think of all the other shit that the BBC aren't telling you about, stuff that I couldn't have cared less about, that I don't know about because they're not telling the truth on the
There was lots of things sort of hidden in there after the budget. It's like the D-Link payments thing. I didn't even realise that until
it doesn't affect me at all.
No, it affects us only because we've budgeted for it. You know, I mean,
if the government tell you you're going to get 30 grand, and then you don't.
Yeah. So the maximum...
That's a person's wage.
The maximum BPS anybody's going to get this year, this year now, we're in 2025, is, they say 8,000, but you work it out, it's actually 7.5. That's the maximum. That's a lot less than what ours was going to be. Now, like you just said a minute ago, you don't want to be, you know, relying on these government payments.
But you were told it was going to happen.
We were told it was going to happen, yes. And
it'd be okay if they said, look, next year you're not getting any because you can budget for next year. This year you were told you were going to get it.
Yeah, me and Dad, we budget everything sort of a year, 18 months in advance. We try to sort of be on the front foot.
You're nerds.
We're nerds. We're on the front foot of that. I've got this crazy app and everything. It's great. It's really good. So everything's sort of budgeted forward.
No fag paper for you.
No. I quit smoking, didn't I? I'll write it on my leg, on my hand.
Just on the back of on your palm, and then it sweats up.
That's it.
Budget.
budget. I've lost where I was saying.
You can't. Yeah, the D-Link payments.
So and then all of a sudden, what we're allowing for has been taken away, and that was sort of hidden in there.
Well,
that was hidden in there.
I don't mind any of it's hidden in there. It's the fact that they literally tell people the opposite. They're like, we're supporting farmers, we're paying them more money than ever. You're like, that's a complete lie. Just accounting for inflation from 2014 to now, it's about a 60% cut.
Yeah.
Right, just accounting for inflation, but then the money is going to different places. So the money is going towards sustainable things, like they say, to be fair. But it is going for services rendered. It isn't just free money. So that is land out of production. Yes. So if you put land into whatever areas to feed wild birds, and you put 20 hectares in, that's 20 hectares less. Whatever, wheat, cabbages, lambs, whatever.
Yeah.
So
cabbage lambs.
So the government are paying you for something, which I think that they should do. I think that's within the public interest, but I also think that cheap, readily available, healthy, locally grown produce is also within the public interest.
There's got to be a balance, hasn't there?
There's got to be a balance. So I don't know what those answers are.
No,
but what I get annoyed at isn't that they've done it, because Labour are just being Labour, right? All of this you can really just blame on the Conservatives for doing such a shit job beforehand. Yeah. Labour are just being Labour. What annoys me about it is that they're just lying afterwards. So no matter who comes out and says to the Labour government, whether it's the farmers' unions, whether it's the country landowners associations, whether it's their own guy, what's his name? Was it Dan Needle?
Yeah,
he was the advisor, and then he spoke to the BBC, and then he changed his mind. It doesn't matter how many of these people go, no, wait a minute, you've got the maths wrong. They're not even fucking listening.
They're not.
Like,
They're
even
not.
the DEFRA, they were like, no, those numbers are right, because they're like, oh, it's only going to affect 200 farms. It's not going to fucking...
No.
Do you know how they've used those numbers? Is that they've accounted anybody who owns land. So there's a lot of people out there who've got 5 acres of a fucking farm. It's not going to affect them. And one more last thing, because this really pisses me off, right?
Get it out, man, get it out.
Get it out. So they say that they want to do it to stop rich people hiding their money in land, which is a genuine problem. No
Genuine
doubt.
problem.
No
Genuine
doubt.
problem.
However, what you've done is you've just allowed people to hide $1 million.
Yeah, I think...
So you're going to push up the price of land.
Yeah.
And you're going to... So it would have been very, very easy, as Clarkson tried to say when he was being interviewed by the BBC lady, but she didn't let him get to it. It would have been very easy to actually just target really rich people.
Yeah.
It would, who are hiding money. Really easy. You just have to have... So what my accountant and me thought it was going to be was... There's 2 different types of inheritance tax relief. There's agricultural, which is just the land.
APR, yeah.
And then there's BPR, which is everything else.
Business property
so that's buildings, machinery. If you're not farming, if you own a hotel, it's the hotel. If you're not farming and you own a building yard and you've got a bunch of JCBs, it's that. If you're not farming, whatever. The business property relief goes to everybody. You know, bars, clubs, everybody gets business property relief. Well, they don't anymore.
Well, let's just point out then that this change in the budget is going
it affects everybody. It affects everybody just as much as farmers.
Everybody with the working business.
But we're louder than everybody at the moment. But
it shows that we band together well.
We did band together very well. What I think though they should have done is just get rid of APR. And I know that sounds stupid, but if you get rid of relief on land for the sake of having land, brilliant. Because if you're a functioning business, you're a farm, you qualify for BPR on the land, because the land is the asset in the same way that the hotel rooms are the asset. That would have been a really easy way to target people getting rid of relief on just having land. It would then have to be a working business to be a business and then just have BPR.
I think where we are now with it,
I'm just bullshitting. It doesn't matter. She's done what she's done.
The chance of a U-turn is
never
going to happen. No. I think the best we can hope for, and what would be the most logical thing to do now, would be just to raise that 1 million threshold. Just...
I'm not particularly in favour of that.
No, don't have to raise it massively.
No, I'm not particularly in favour of that because unless it's index linked, because think about it. We just talked about the agricultural budget, the 2.5 billion or whatever, 2.4 billion. That hasn't been index linked, so that doesn't change with inflation.
No,
right?
No.
So if they make it, let's say they make it 5 million, in 10 years' time we're in the same fucking situation.
Yeah. Well,
and if they raise it, but if they raise it, no government's going to fucking change that in the future.
No.
So we could be 20 years' time when 5 million's worth the equivalent to what 1 million is now. And you could have whoever, Tories, Lib Dem, doesn't really matter who's in power, and they are going to have no interest in changing it.
I've never known a policy to be revoked, you know.
No, it's never going to get revoked. It's never, ever.
Whether Reform or the Conservative, whoever, yeah, like you say, I can't see.
I can see him. I think that what we've got to do, so a lot of farmers want to go and really protest, and I have all power to them. But me, if I'm being honest, that ain't for me for 2 reasons. One,
I'm going to agree.
I don't think that you can count on me to go and blockade something. I am not that guy.
No, and I'm not. And I think that's the wrong.
And I think I'll be, rather than going on a group chat and giving it the big I am and pretending that I am that guy and then letting everyone down by not actually turning up, I'd rather be honest and go, I'm just not that guy. But number 2, something's happened since the budget, which has never happened in my whole life in farming, and that's for whatever reason. Maybe it's Clarkson, maybe it's whatever, all these social media things, alternative media. Farmers are seen in a positive light, and the public are on side about the changes to inheritance tax.
That's the thing.
I could have not have predicted that in November, right? Let alone a year ago.
It's great.
We are doing
all the positive response.
We're doing amazing.
The general public.
Like, think about it. We're doing amazing. People understand what the problem is. Starmer's the least popular prime minister we've ever had. Like, they're freezing pensioners to death. Like, there's a load of bad stuff, and you just think, with so much on side, I think that we should keep up nice protests.
That's it. That's it. I'm going to jump back on what you said a minute ago
Yeah.
about keeping them on side and all that, and not being that guy who wants to. I don't want to be that guy either. I did
I will say,
I did an interview about the video with I think it was Daily Express, and the lady asked me.
yeah.
She asked me about all the protests and things that are going on and everything. She says, "What about the idea of of blockading the ports and the supermarkets?" I actually said to her, I said, "I don't think that's the right thing to do."
I don't think it's the right thing to do. I can see it getting there, and I will say this: that I sort of support
keep the public on side.
Yeah, I sort of
That's what we've got to do.
in a weird way, not necessarily support, but I don't. If farmers are going to do that, farmers are going to do that, and I haven't got a problem with them, and they're the boys, and I sort of support them in that respect. Like I can understand someone's trying to take away your land. You feel like you got to do something. It isn't that I'm against that. I just think you need to be a bit careful, because ultimately this is only going to get changed, I see, by another government. Right, so you've got to wait 4 years, whatever, or if it all goes tits up for Labour, however many years.
Yeah,
But I think you need to keep a positive public image. I think you need to keep clearing the snow off the road, turn people out of ditches, nice Christmas
I'm going
tree.
to carry on as I am, Will. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'm just going to carry on as that. But
carry on
I
as
think
am.
that us as farmers, I think we need to be appealing to the Liberal Democrats as consultants. I think we need to be appealing to the Conservatives as consultants. I think we need to be appealing to SNP as consultants. Pride Committee. I think. Sorry, Wales, but if you look, because they had that vote, didn't they? Kemi Baker.
Yeah.
She put a vote into the House of Parliament about revoking it, and it was nobody but Labour MPs voted against it. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a majority of them, of course there is, but if you looked on the other side, it was Conservatives, Lib Dem, Plaid Cymru, SNP. These people have nothing in common with each other.
No.
Right? Reform, Lib Dem, they have nothing in common with each other, but they all agree with us.
I think that's the thing. I think since this thing has come out, I mean, a lot of the time farmers have been not push around's the wrong expression.
We're a complete minority.
A complete minority.
Yeah,
And I think because of everything that's happened since the October budget, is our voice has got so loud because we're banded together. So the general public, like we've just been saying, are on side, and all these all the other political parties are hearing us, and they're actually, like you say, they're listening a bit now.
Yeah, that's good, and that's what I mean. I think we should. If you're like, I'm a bit more of a liberal guy, I should go and talk to like the local guy and see if I can advise, see if I just lend an ear, just talk to them, see if they want to come out to the farm. I think that's the way you do it, because then when those guys get into power, because presumably
you don't want to be too far removed from what's going on.
you want to have a foot in the door, whatever that door is, whether that door is Reform, whether that door is Conservative,
Because
the Green Party, it doesn't matter, because they're all on side.
Yeah, they're all on time right now. A lot of people are sort of the way the world's gone, the country's gone. A lot of these people are so far removed from everything that goes on when it comes to the countryside.
We'd be easily
farming
forgotten
life, agriculture. We can easily be forgotten about. And I think if there's positives to come out of this, it's the fact that we've got a strong voice now.
You've got a strong voice.
And everyone is listening.
Yeah, and I think that's what I meant a little bit when if some boys go and do some more serious protests, I'm sort of still with them, because we are sort of a bit of a unified. I won't be there, but like we are a bit more of a unified group. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to split us up. I don't want to be like, no, I don't want anything to do with them.
No.
I don't feel the need yet, personally, because I think I'm looking at it long term, and I agree with you. They're not going to. If they do change it, they're certainly not going to change it in a rush, because they're just going to dig that. They did, but Labour's own numbers say 100,000. That's half of all the farmers in the country.
Yeah, I was going to say
100,000 pensioners will go into poverty because of what they did with the winter fuel payments. That's their own numbers, and they are not rolling that back.
No.
Right? They are not going to change their mind quickly on this.
No.
I think we need to look at what we've done in a very short space of time, which is have the public on side, have most of the press on side, because even like Sky News and ITV will feature us in a obviously GB News and things like that do, but they'll still feature us in a very positive light. Sky News particularly. And I think we need to go,
actually.
we've got a lot of the press on side, we've got the public on side, we've got every other political party on side. That and Keir Starmer is the least popular prime minister in history. Like, so okay, that wasn't just us that did that, but we definitely had something to do with it as farmers. So I think we need to look back and go, look, it's been 3 months and we've achieved that already. Like, let's fucking go, boys. Like, we've done good. Like, let's not go, they're not listening to us, because everybody but Labour is listening.
Basically,
to us.
everybody is listening.
Let's not fuck it up. Like,
no, I'm going to agree 100% with that.
I think we've done good.
100% with that.
I think,
I'm going to check the battery, Will.
Check the battery.
I'm gonna. Yeah. How's your coffee? You finished your coffee already?
My coffee was a double espresso. I finished it almost immediately.
we are good.
You got loads of batteries.
Oh, it's 77. Okay, we've done like half an hour. This is probably going to keep going for an hour. This is fun. Front camera's on again.
Front camera's
Oh yeah. Looking good.
So I guess, I don't know, changing the subject, how's the farm? Same sort of shit?
I was just going to say, how was your Christmas?
Oh, it was Christmas. Do you know what?
Your Christmas?
Yeah. So this sounds really weird. So I'm gonna do the thing that people do when they're on camera and is be overly honest. Well, you wouldn't be that honest in real life. And I always sort of like dread Crimbo Limbo a little bit because
I love it.
Right, so I loved it this year. So I
love
really
it.
like because I like being at work. I like my fact I have a really good work-life balance. I always get home at like 5. I have the weekends off and I've got a good work-life balance. But I also like being at work. And I think this weird 4 days or whatever it is in between. You can't. And I'm not a big fan of New Year's anyway because I think New Year's is back when I used to.
I was asleep by 11.
Oh yeah, but back when I used to drink and be a like party guy, like fucking. New Year's for me was like amateur night because I never got it because you get to the bar and everyone's just waiting around. It's like waiting around for the sort of like a worst forced orgasm. It's so awful. You're like sitting there, it's fucking 10:30. Oh, mate, should we keep chatting? I'll have another beer, but I sort of want to make it till midnight.
No,
so
I've been there, I've done that.
It's wank. But I really enjoyed it this year. I completely switched off.
Yeah,
I just enjoyed it. Spent time with the kid.
Last few years, go back to New Year's isn't a thing at home. We don't do it. But
no,
as far as the Crimbo Limbo, it's just kids are they're back to school now, but it's just nice having them home. It's just chilled out. Christmas was nice. I mean, Dad wasn't there on Christmas Day, but that was by the by.
That's because he got. I'm trying to think.
He was doing something dodgy with his finger.
Desperate Dad.
Desperate Dad.
Dodgy Dad.
Dodgy Dad. His finger.
What's a D word that's like infected? I don't know. Dodgy Dad.
Dodgy Dad.
I don't want to use his proper name because I came up with a lot of horrible nicknames for him, but they involve his name and his really politically correct nickname.
Yeah, let's just say Dodgy Dad did something with his finger. Yeah. And we'll leave it at that. We'll just leave it at
a reindeer and they
okay. Yeah, something to do with a reindeer, but we won't go in. Anyway, no, so apart from the fact that we didn't have Dad until the 27th, which we did a second Christmas on the it was nice. Yeah.
What did you do? So how did you cheer him up? When I found out he was in hospital, I just kept sending him clips and pictures of Barbara Windsor in Carry On Matron.
Love it.
Because I thought that would just cheer him right up.
He loves a bit of Babs.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I just didn't really do much. I just sent him photos.
Just sent him shit.
Photos.
Week.
Yeah, photos of Christmas dinner. I'd send him a photo of Christmas dinner and be like, ha, you're missing this.
Yeah, there's no sympathy.
They gave him a present. In hospital.
Did they give everybody a present?
Yeah.
How good's the NHS?
I like that. I like that.
That is pretty awesome.
They gave him a present. He said he got some Nivea lip balm.
Oh, a present! I thought it was going to be like some fucking shortbread or something.
And I think he got something to eat. And they had Christmas dinner. He actually had his little procedure done on Christmas morning.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, little procedure. You make it sound like he's had the snip. Little procedure.
He's had the snip. Well, I don't really want to.
It's a man of a certain age just had a little. But he got an infection in his finger. Yeah. When you say little procedure, it sounds way worse.
Okay, he had a manly operation on his finger.
He was doing something manly. He was changing oil and
the oil got into
the Nutella that was in the oil tank got into his finger, and it had germs in it from the I don't know 60s. Last time the oil was changed.
That was the last time. Yeah. So we had 2 Christmases. Well, 3 Christmases because we always go to my my wife's folks on Boxing Day. So we did 25th, 26th, 27th. We spread the presents out with the kids.
You can do that. So, I've always done that with my kids. It's like just has a few in the morning and then we'll do the rest later at some point. Yeah, it's another day.
So when we went over to Mum and Dad's without Dad being there, they had 1 or 2. And then when we went back when Dad was home, they had
the rest. And
it was good. Like they spread it out. They were really happy, and we've just been. It was definitely about time they went back to school, though.
Do you feel? Yeah. I'm not looking forward to my kid going to school. I like having her about.
Yeah, I think I'd say that. You've got 1.
I've got You've got that.
I've got more than 1.
You've got 7 or 8. So.
I've got. Yeah, I can't count. They run around so much.
I went to one of those birthday parties. I don't remember which one. There was a bunch of other ones there. I don't know how many of them were yours. Just some of them look like you.
Yeah,
there was a rook of kids. Like they might have all been yours.
There was 12
there.
Wow. Yeah, half of them at least probably.
Do you know? Does Hayley know?
Haley knows. Yeah, well that's
nobody knows.
No, but nobody knows. They just appeared.
And your song's been like people have watched. Last time I checked was like 2 weeks ago, and it was no, maybe not 2 weeks ago. It was a while ago, and it was on 70,000 views.
Last time I looked, it was heading up towards 90. You have a look now, so I have actually. Now? Yeah, that's the other thing. I told myself not to go on YouTube that often, so I'm only going to go actually. Okay, so sometimes I go on YouTube to actually watch YouTube.
No, I was going to say YouTube is the only thing that I use.
I do watch YouTube.
I don't have any other apps on my phone. I've got WhatsApp, YouTube, Spotify, and a calculator.
Yeah, I've got nothing. No other socials.
I haven't got anything.
I did get Instagram just to promote the song.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Couldn't log back in. It took
No,
ages to log back in.
I logged into Instagram before the protest of the 19th to find out what the fuck was going on. Basically to watch Ollie Blogs.
Ollie Blogs, yeah.
Because I couldn't find it fucking anywhere, but I didn't do anything. I just watched his videos and then left.
No, I got nothing on there. So anyway, I'll go on YouTube to watch stuff, but the YouTube creator app, the studio app for
It says
uploading.
Nick's Farm. It says I've blocked this person. I can't.
You've blocked me.
Nah, 88,000 views.
88,000. See, that's cool.
That's pretty good.
That's cool.
It's going to play.
That's cool. Yeah.
Get
It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. Yeah.
88,000. That's amazing. That's a lot of people.
I'm working on an acoustic version.
I'll tell you what, you got some fucking balls for doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good. I wouldn't fucking sing. I can't sing or play an instrument at all. Like, I'm just completely, like, just can't do those things. But, like, even if I could, it takes some fucking stones to do it in front of camera, though.
Oh, cheers, man.
I respect that.
Obviously, the kids were involved, and a lot of the footage was that sort of archived.
It takes less
Nick's
stones
Farm.
for them because they're just kids. They don't know what's going
They're
on.
bashing at the drums and whatnot. I'll just put
Yeah.
it. But a lot of the footage was obviously old Nick's Farm footage. As far as the actual song goes, the drums were software. I sort of wrote them on the computer, so software drums. But the bass, guitar, vocals, that's all. That's all me.
You do the drums in real life. Have you still got a drum set?
I've got an electric one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great because I can actually record that and make it sound pretty good. But
We should play. I used to play drums. I mean, I'm still just can't do it.
Well,
I'm stopping myself using
drums,
words that aren't.
It's great because it's great.
I can't play things.
It's great to get you for getting stressed out. My boy's doing drum lessons at school, so he gets on the. We've got electric. Well, it's all.
Is there anything your boy's not doing? He's riding a horse as well.
Oh, he rides horses. He plays the drums. He's literally like a little punk rock horse riding farmer. I love it. I love it.
That's the thing.
And he's got so much energy. They've all got so much energy. These kids have so much energy. I was saying, right? You sit down, and they'll just jump on you. You can't sit down quiet.
Oh yeah, no. How long do they sleep for? Because I mean,
Not long enough.
because Wilf's like that, right? Ignoring any wake ups in the night, we'll just ignore that because that's a separate problem. But he falls asleep, goes to sleep. He's asleep by about 8 at night, but he's up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I talk to other people who've got kids the same age. They're like, no, they sleep for 14 hours. I'm like, not only does he sleep for 11 right, or 10, he is up and he's fucking ready to go.
Yeah.
And he will just go until bedtime.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, I need a little nap in the middle. Nope, he's going.
He goes.
It's just raving the whole time.
It's good though if he gets to sleep as well. It's sort of.
Yeah. It's just a short. So he's like me. I don't need much sleep. Ruth needs loads of sleep.
Yeah. My wife's the same. Oh,
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
my wife's the
Ruth needs to
same.
sleep.
I just get up and I'm yeah.
No, I mean different people in it, but I can. I like. Don't get me wrong. I like 8 hours, but I can. I'll be fine with 5.
I'll be fine with 5.
I'll be fine with 5 for days.
Our youngest is, I think it's because of the Christmas holidays, they're all out of sync now. So my youngest has been playing, she's not been going to sleep until like 9, 10 o'clock.
Just tickle her until she got slept.
Yeah, she's been messing about in her room, doing this, that, and the other. And before she's asleep, it's nearly 10 o'clock, and then so she's been getting up at like 8. She's been getting like 10 hours.
Yeah.
10.
Oh, but she's like laying in.
But yeah, but now obviously back to school. It's gonna,
Oh yeah, that'll swap it around. It'll be a horrible few days while it swaps around. Like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Well, right now it's the first day back for them, so the rest of this week's going to be great. It's
Mate, kids are fucking fun.
and that's another reason why I sort of eased back on everything a couple of years ago, because I just wanted to make sure I was focusing all my time in the right places.
I think that's one of the main reasons I did. So there was a lot of other things, but like one of the main ones is like I was seeing myself sitting there at fucking dinner table looking at my phone. I should be talking to the kids.
Of course.
I fucking throw that phone away.
Yeah. Get yourself a Nokia 3310, mate.
I had one for a bit. I did have a Nokia for a bit. It was shit. So I bought a Nokia because they do like basic phones that have got WhatsApp on it, and I was like, all I fucking need is WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And but they're shit. They used to be good because they used to be you press a button and something happens.
Yeah.
And then on modern smartphones, sometimes you press it and it's loading, but you go, okay, it's a computer. It's going to take a second. But these like brick phones with the keypad, you press a button and it does like the computer thing, but slower because it's shit.
Yeah.
So you're like menu. You got one as well, didn't you? Briefly.
I got one. I sent it back like that same week. Same week.
Because I'd love to have a basic phone, but they don't make a good basic phone.
What I just did is I just get the iPhone. I just deleted the apps.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah,
And I've still got
spend as little time on it as possible.
I've still got my Apple Music. I don't use a Spotify. I've got my Apple Music, and I've got the ability to take awesome photos because the camera's really good. So I just got rid of Instagram.
It's useful for work camera, and it's useful. It's nice to have a sheet.
And also, I can track because I'm my stepdaughter. She's 13, and I can make sure she, everything's to my phone. She's got an iPhone as well, so everything just all makes sense. And with work and everything, and like I say, that app for the budgeting, everything.
Yeah.
So we're in an age now where smartphones are almost a necessity, and
I like to watch YouTube. I like to watch YouTube videos that are incredibly boring. I don't know whether they're incredibly boring. I find them
like this one.
Like this one.
If you're still watching, I like doing this. I like doing this on long videos. If you're still watching now,
put something in the comments.
What you got to put a certain word. Do you want to think of a word?
I don't know. Nixon arse?
Yeah, just put donkey.
Just put donkey.
Put donkey.
Oh, you've gone for arse.
Yeah.
Donkey in the comments. No one's going to write donkey. No one's going to make it this far. It's a bit boring.
If you've made it this far, put donkey in the comments.
Yeah, I used to get... I watch... what's a chap called... don't watch anything really farmy. I watch a chap called Diesel Creek. He's an American.
Diesel Creek, I know Diesel Creek.
You watch Diesel
Yeah,
Creek? He's great.
yeah,
And he'll go and get something that doesn't work and he'll fix it. That I like.
Yeah.
Or like... That's about it, really.
Yeah. That's about it.
Tom Scott videos?
Yeah.
I like Tom Scott. I really like, I can't think of his name, Jay Foreman. That's about it. I don't really watch much farming.
I do watch a few farming ones, but YouTube doesn't get. I don't watch it a lot. I'm quite old school actually. I read a lot. I read a lot of books. I probably read 20 plus books last year, and I'll probably read just as many this year.
I'm not even making a joke. I don't think I've read 20 books in my life.
Really?
I think I've read about 6 books in my life. I can't remember.
Yeah, I counted. It was 20 something that I read just last year alone.
Really?
And then I watch DVDs. So like me and Hayley watch a DVD rather than. Well, she watches quite a bit of Netflix sometimes, but with YouTube doesn't really get. Well, YouTube's banned for the kids. They don't watch in the house.
It's good because the algorithm can go weird.
It can go weird, and I don't like the shorts from a kid's point of view. It's just too much information scrolling through.
Yeah,
it's like reels on Instagram.
It's just the same shit now.
Messes your head up.
That's ruined Instagram ever since they put reels on. I know I did reels, but it was more fun before reels.
Yeah.
Yeah, reels are fucking.
Reels are really
they're a
good.
time sucker.
They are.
They just eat your day.
Before you know it, you've been on for been on phone for half an hour, and you're like, what I could have done way more with that half an hour, way more.
No, but really, and I think that's what people use it because it's really addictive. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, reels and TikTok and things like that are popular, but I think there is a massive demand for stuff like this. Maybe not this because it's a bit boring, but the long right. This is what farmers need to do, as far as I'm concerned. Protest all you like, and that's great. Crack on. Like I said, I'm with you, but. We need what happened in the recent US election, right? Trump and the guy, and it's nothing about pro-Trump or anti-Kamala or pro-Kamala. It doesn't matter. It's just viewing it objectively, like viewing the progress that we've made as farmers objectively. Viewing that election objectively, Trump and his top team, so like Musk and RFK, and I can't remember what his vice president is.
Yeah.
But all those guys, they went out and they did long-form interviews.
Yes.
Many different podcasts and things, and not just podcasts, but YouTube videos and things like that.
Yeah.
Things where they were talking for 2 or 3 hours, because do you know what that does? It gets your list. So if I was on a podcast that wasn't a farming podcast, so if I was on a fucking I don't know any British ones, I only know American ones. But if I was on like Theo Von podcast or something, he could really understand, and the listener can really understand the actual problems that we have, and you can really start talking about.
Yeah. So even like today, there's an opportunity. If the camera's still rolling or the microphone's still going, you can just keep going and actually hit those points that you want to hit. If you've got like a minute to make a short video,
you can't get the point.
You can't get your point across.
You can't. And I think that
I'm going to ignore that.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing that we need to have learned from the US election is that's where people's attention is. It's not like it's all good having a fucking 20-second clip that GB News have made into a short.
You talk to the camera, I'll just talk.
But we need to get farmers out there talking long form, talking 2 hours. I saw, what's his name? The Welsh guy, they call him the Welsh Dragon.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I can't think of his name. I can't think. I'm rubbish.
No.
I saw a podcast with him talking for a couple of hours. I listened to it, and again, I hardly ever listen to farmer stuff. It was brilliant. It came across fantastic. They talked about all the points, and I'm looking at it. And I'm going, 100,000 people listen. That's 100,000. Let's say only 20% knew what was going on. That's 80,000 people who now know what's going on.
Now learn. Yeah.
That's the way to do it. That is why Trump won.
Yeah.
Right. That's why because the other side were doing fucking 3-minute interviews on mainstream news things, and nobody fucking gives a shit.
When you can go into detail and really get your point across, and
you can't explain to someone the problem with inheritance tax unless you've got at least 45 minutes, maybe longer.
Yeah. You know, someone who's probably got a slight inkling of what it's about, they might pick up on it. But if you've got someone who just really doesn't know the issues,
they're driving to work and they want to listen to something, you're in their head.
Yeah,
you're in 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 people's heads. Yeah. I mean, obviously, and that's lowballing it. There's some big podcast names who have 20 million. But if we can get farmers out there who are articulate and who are more articulate than me and you, really good guys like actually Ollie Blogs is really good like that, and so's the Welsh. I can't fucking think of his name. But everybody needs to get out there and just talk because that's how we influence. That's how we change this.
That's it.
Because it's great that Jeremy Clarkson got a zinger on the BBC, or if you're on the BBC side, oh, the BBC got a zinger on him. Nobody gives a fucking shit 15 minutes later. They've forgotten about it.
Yeah.
But if they've sat down, or if they've gone to work and they've listened for 2.5 hours, they're invested.
Yeah, they've got that. Yeah,
give a shit.
And they've actually learned, and it's in their head now, and they know the facts. And no, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. So on that, if which one's that? Is that the?
That's the timer.
That's the timer.
That's the timer.
Oh, God, I thought the last one was the timer. Was the last one?
No, the last one was Dad trying to call me. So I just
that guy.
I just texted him back saying, don't want to talk to you. No, I said I'll call
Who
you.
are you?
Who are you?
But like, so like on that,
I know what it's about, so it's
if
fine.
anybody watching this has a line to anybody who has a popular podcast, like you message them online or whatever. I mean, this is a bit of a long shot, but just fucking don't necessarily give them. Put them our way, put them Ollie's way, put them anybody's way.
Hashtag farmers in pickups, getting coffee.
But we need to get guys talking to everybody. That's the thing. That's what we need to do. And a lot of the podcasts that are based in England are a bit fucking boring. Most of the popular podcasts in this country are made in America.
Go in.
They're like Modern Wisdom and things like that. Like the ones where they're talking, or Theo Von's Weekend thing. But there is other ones. Like there has to be English ones. There has to be guys out there.
Completely going off what you're talking about. But still relating to podcasts. I just learned there's a podcast with Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson from Cheers. Are you into
No, I've
Cheers?
never really watched.
Oh my gosh, I was really happy that it exists. So I'm going to go and listen to that. I haven't
remember you told me not so long ago you were really happy because there was a podcast from Scrubs called Best Friends Fake Doctors.
It's Fake Doctors, Real Friends.
That's it. Yeah.
Zach Braff and
But don't they like
Donald Faison.
They watch the episodes and then
that's it. They watch each episode and then talk about
That
it.
sounds brilliant.
And now the fact there's one with Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson from Cheers, that just makes my day. I know you're like a big guy. Which one is it? Which sitcom is it? Seinfeld. You realise Seinfeld?
Yeah, I love Seinfeld. Yeah, Seinfeld.
But I love.
I haven't watched it in a while.
I love Cheers and Frasier. All of that.
I like my favourite thing to watch is like crap detective dramas, a bit like NCIS, but not NCIS. I don't really like NCIS. It's too cheesy.
Yeah.
But like just stuff like Death in Paradise, stuff like there's The Rookie.
Death in Paradise is
It's
ridiculous.
Awful. Yeah,
it's so
great.
ridiculous.
There was one that me and Ruth just binged for it. There's seasons. We didn't even finish it. We got a bit sick because there's 20 episodes a season. There's like 8 seasons. There's one called Castle where the guy. It's just awful.
Awful.
Brilliant. I love it. That's what I want to watch when I get home.
Shall we do this again sometime? No, never again. This is the only episode of Farmers and Pickups Getting Coffee there will ever be.
Yeah, let's do it again. And if anybody's got any questions or wants to know, can't imagine that anyone will give a flying fuck about.
I've definitely. If this goes on podcast, I have to put explicit on that.
Yeah, that's fine. But like, I've sworn enough. But like,
Loads.
I can't imagine anybody's really going to care what's happening on my farm. It's pretty much the same as it was 2 years ago.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing. I always felt like
I didn't want to bore people with that.
I felt like I just kept repeating myself. So what you'll get from me is just the odd bit here and there. I
have a Massey now. I think some people saw that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. It's.
I wouldn't go back.
It's a tractor.
It's nice tractor, mate.
It's an attractive
What
tractor.
else? That's pretty much the same. I just make loads of bales. I don't do any crops.
No.
Fuck combining. Fucking waste of time.
I like combining. I've got a big combine.
Just silage. So just bales of shit. Fucking loads of bales. Oh fuck! I've got to remember. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're gonna wrap it up, Will. I don't want to like.
No, I was going to talk about silage now for 40 minutes.
Well, okay. I can turn the camera off and then you can still talk about silage for 40
I'm
minutes.
very excited about that. Oh, I've got something in my eye.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the thing is as well, you know, we enjoy doing this. I was watching back some of my videos that me and you were in, especially the talky ones, like the in-car ones. And I thought this is fun.
Well, I had a couple of ideas, and this is before the budget, because the thing is doing it now after the song is good. I'm not taking back what you did with the song, but like I'm going to tell them what my idea for a video was.
Go on then.
So my idea for a video was that me and Nick would go to Llama in overalls with like buckets and sponges and fake passes. And
we can still do this.
I know we can't. It's next week.
It is next week.
We'd not break in. We'd get in the day before it opens, dressed as people who detailed machines, and then.
That's great.
But it doesn't follow the protest song very well. It doesn't.
No.
But let's say that there was no budget, and like you've just been offline for 2 years, and then all of a sudden there's a video and it's me and you, sneaking into Llama, and the idea is that we film as much stuff as we can before we get kicked out. Getting kicked out is part of the plan, because then we go back the next day legitimately, but in disguise with like fake mustaches and blah.
Yeah, that's just.
Let's do it in a couple of years when everyone's forgotten about it. I thought that'd be fucking hilarious. Or I had another idea for a video where I was like, Nick hadn't been on live for 2 years. I was like, I just quite fancy fucking about with this and having a laugh. I was like, I've got some brooder, like kids toys, farm toys. I thought it'd be really funny if me and you just videoed us playing with farm toys for like 2 hours with absolutely no context. So there's no like introduction. Oh, it's Will and Nick's farm, we're back. It's literally just like brum, brum, brum. I brought the silage, Nick. Ooh, brum, 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 brum. That's okay, I'm going combine it. I thought that'd be really funny.
That would be funny.
It'd be even better if you had your dad with it. Your dad comes in the combine. So every now and again you see our Facebook, we're trying to keep it out of the shop.
That'd be so funny.
That's what I wanted to do.
Kids trying to get involved. Not now, kids. We're playing with
toys.
We're playing with toys.
What else can we do? I thought Llama would be good. I thought breaking into Llama
that would be funny. I think the thing is, I'm not taking any of it seriously at all.
I don't even want to take any of it seriously.
No.
And yeah, no one gives a fucking. No, some people do give a shit about the day-to-day stuff. And, oh, today we're planting this. Today we're doing this. But like, I don't know. You just got to do what you enjoy. And if me and you enjoy fucking about, and you enjoy fucking about, and every now and again you do one with your dad where you're fucking about, and every now and again you do one with me when we're dicking about, whatever, and we're just having a chat. Then do it.
I think that's the thing.
And then if you don't hear from Nick for like 2.5 months, then you just got to wait until he thinks of something fun to do.
You got to wait until, yeah. What's great is like everyone was still there when I put the video up.
It's just the same people commenting.
And I recognise usernames. So there's a lot of you guys that I recognise the names, and I'm like, this is great.
They were all Red Hill fans. They're all me.
They're all you. All fake accounts. Right, I'm turning this off.
I remember that when he got to 20,000 subscribers, I put a thing up saying. It was a Harry Potter. Where are you when I got to 20,000 subscribers? Mate? I was like underneath. I was like making 20,000 accounts.
Yeah, making 20,000 accounts. I appreciate the support. All of them are Will. Nobody watches.
It's all fake.
Except one guy from Hull and a guy from somewhere in Scotland.
Oh yeah, the guy from Scotland always puts the flags up.
The guy from Scotland.
I remember that guy.
It's been good chatting.
It's all right.
It's all right. Let's reconvene in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, let's go do some. I'd say some farm stuff, but fuck knows what you're doing on your farm.
I genuinely have to go and pick the kids up.
What are you doing? Are you picking the kids up?
Yeah, that's not.
Oh, is that why we're rushing?
No, we're not rushing. I'm just saying that's what I've got to do next.
That's what you've got to do next.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, what I've got to do next is go. I don't know what you're doing. What does the cereal farmer do in the early January?
Not a lot.
Burn brash?
No, burn brash. To be fair, we've been really busy. We're planting a lot of hedgerows at the moment, so we're doing that.
Lame. Your dad was telling me about that.
It's not lame. It's awesome.
It's lame. Hedgerows are lame.
It's awesome.
The environment's lame. Just fucking pour some diesel on your front lawn and just crack on. Set fire to it.
I'm turning this off now. Thanks for listening / watching /
buy an old petrol car. Just
probably haven't made it this far.
Off it. Plow everything.
I owe you for the coffee. I will buy the coffee next time.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, you drive."
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.